Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, and today we're going to be watching Season 3, Episode 17 of Lost, as I'm sure you can see by the title of this video. I am very excited after the cliffhanger that we left off on, where Ben is saying, "See ya in a week" to Juliet, and we're like, what? What do you mean, see you in a week? What the hell is going to happen in a week? Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. I wonder if, since we are pretty close to the end of the season, if the week is going to encompass, like, the next couple episodes, and then the end of the week, when the others are coming back, is going to be, like, the finale. That's just my guess, because it makes sense to me. But who knows? Lost has surprised me many times before, and I'm sure that they will surprise me many more times before the show is over. So, I'm excited. I am kind of on board the Juliet train now, even though we do know that she lied. I appreciate a smart, capable villain, which is why I'm also, even though I hate him, kind of starting to like Ben as well. I don't know, you guys. We'll see. We'll see where this goes, because I'm very intrigued by both of their characters and, like, what is happening and what the end game of what they want and what whoever Jacob is wants. Like, I'm very interested. Anyway, I am rambling far too much. Let's just get into this episode and see what happens next.
Vibrate through walls and stuff. Ooh, vibration. Whatever would Superman do if he came up against a wall? Well, no smashing allowed. No flying, no smashing. Any other restrictions I need to know about? Perhaps we should fit Superman with a pair of kryptonite. The hell?
Oh. It's gonna be... It's a vision. It's a vision. Whose feet were those?
There's a wire. A cable buried in the sand.
Why?
Because someone's coming.
What if it's his girl? What if it's his girl?
Now you're one of us.
So they wait to give you the rope
Welcome, brother.
until you...
Thank you.
Imagine he was like...
Brother.
Ah. That's where he got the brother from. I was gonna say, imagine that he was like, you can't talk yet.
So you're not trying to stop something from happening. You actually want it to happen.
More than anything.
Does he know that it's her that's coming? I'm confused. All we saw was dead people.
You weren't around when I lost the bet. So you're exempt.
You can't just come in people's houses.
I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah,
All right, Sire. Pay attention.
I'm up here.
Yeah.
Just tell the doc. About you and me.
He knows. She didn't have to tell him.
He saw us in one of their surveillance monitors.
You said the camera was broken.
Well, they had another camera.
Perverts. A little afternoon delight.
Sawyer,
Sex.
come on. She knows what afternoon delight means. Come on.
You need me to make you a mixtape?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Sawyer is bad at talking to people.
I've no bloody idea how I'm gonna get him to come with us.
Watch the master.
I love Hurley.
Marshmallows?
Yes,
Everybody likes marshmallows.
but with all due respect, you haven't previously told Jin or Hurley that they're going to die.
Well, that's not gonna happen. Not this time.
What? Is he gonna stop it? I'm confused. I think that Desmond is going to have, like, cold feet, save Charlie, and then maybe she's not gonna come. But I just don't think that he's gonna let Charlie die.
So when did they get here? The mysterious someone.
Soon.
Charlie has to know that he's acting sus, because he is acting sus.
It's not exactly the most festive locale, is it?
And yet God spared Isaac.
Well, one might argue that God need not have asked Abram to sacrifice his son in the first place.
It was a test of faith. I get it.
I met this man right at the gates. He says he needs to have a word with you.
Who the fuck is this man? Oh, yes, please. Forgive yourself for punching him.
Forgive me, brother.
I don't know what happened.
Almost don't know what to do with myself.
Well, enjoy it. I'm sure something will go wrong soon enough.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
That felt awkward, did it not? Is it just me? I felt like that felt awkward. That would be why. That would be why he's making food and then going and having it with another girl. Kate has no idea what's going on because she's like just realizing that they're, oh no.
What, my doorbell busted again?
She's gonna have sex.
What the hell are you doing?
Shut up and don't talk.
I just feel bad for Sawyer because he likes her. And she's just using him to distract herself from the fact that...
I said shut up.
I don't know. Like, I would maybe ask more questions, even though she said shut up. Like, why the fuck are you crying? Why do you want this when you didn't a couple hours ago? Is he telling a ghost story?
Paquita!
My name's Penny.
That's not bad, Des.
You know, I tried to run away from her and she tracked me down. With enough money and determination, you can find anyone, she said.
She got money and determination still.
Then maybe she spent the last 3 years looking for me.
She did. We know that. We have proof. That's a helicopter.
What's that?
That's a helicopter. I'm doing this because it's the sound in my ear. Sorry.
Is that how a helicopter's supposed to sound?
No, it's crashing.
No.
The electromagnetic field of the island is probably causing it, right? Like, that's what caused the plane to crash.
Look.
Red light. Because in his vision, there was a red light. Uh-huh. Sorry, I'm covering up the lights.
We have to go, all four of us now.
Why?
Because that's the way it's supposed to happen.
Right, well, I guess it's supposed to happen without me.
Ooh. What? I think the Charlie is sus, but I don't know. Who are you, girly?
Hello, Ruth.
Ruth.
You can never begin to explain what you did. You left 1 week before the wedding. Everything was planned, bought, and paid for.
There was this man standing over me, Ruth. And he reached out his hand and he said to me, "Can I help you, brother?"
Brother.
I was supposed to leave everything that mattered behind.
Well, could you not...
Sacrifice all of it.
Could you not tell the people, though? Like...
Well, it's a good thing a bloody shepherd didn't help you up. Or I suppose you'd be off with the sheep, wouldn't you?
I was gonna say, I would not be so quick
Next
to
time you
forgive.
want to break up with someone, Des, just tell the girl. You're too bloody scared.
He does run a lot. It's kind of his thing.
How's your back,
Where'd you get the table?
Don't you recognize it?
fell out of the purple haze. That's what blammo. If we don't play every 108 minutes, the island's gonna explode. Ugh. Finally, something I can beat you at.
I know nothing about ping pong. I'd be like, how fun.
No, Juliet and I had dinner together last night.
He's figuring out why she came, and I'm not going to finish that sentence, but sorry. I keep walking into the jokes, and I can't.
What are you doing?
Don't move.
Ow! Ow!
You can't just stand on people. Damn.
Crab's dead.
Shocking.
Nothing leaves this island.
And who's she?
Penny?
That would be Penny.
Yep. Now Charlie knows that he's lying, right? A mixtape.
What's this?
Your mixtape. Well, you gonna take it or ain't you?
How's she gonna play it?
The best of Phil Collins, huh?
Don't get picky.
Phil Collins isn't bad.
Why'd you jump me last night?
He's gonna fish, and she's not gonna
Because you saw the
answer.
doc hanging out with Juliet?
Oh, he's more than fishing.
It is not like that.
It's not.
I think it was. I think it was.
You ain't gotta use me, Freckles. All you gotta do is ask.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt. He's just pretending he's not.
Something tells me, Desmond, that you're not cut out to be a monk.
I'll take the penance. I'm afraid you're beyond penance, Desmond.
Why?
Brother, Desmond. Not anymore.
What? Just because he drank 2 bottles of wine, though?
What am I supposed to do now?
Whatever comes next.
Well, that's very unhelpful. Thank you, sir. Less helpful than a fortune cookie. Honestly.
Flash would totally
Come
make
on,
you, like,
Desmond.
vibrate through walls and stuff.
Be who I think you are.
vibration. And what would
Be who I
Superman
think
do
you
if
are.
he came up against the wall?
Well,
There you go.
no smashing allowed.
Don't let it happen. Desmond.
Charlie, stop!
Dude.
Oh, now he's gonna be pissed, though, because I think he's gonna know. He's gonna know that Desmond, like, hesitated, right? Because why else would he not tell him?
Stick with Desmond.
He wants to talk to him and be like, what the fuck, man? Because I would. I'd be like, you were about to sacrifice me.
You thought the only way you could get your girl back was if I took an arrow in the head. You're gonna sacrifice me?
I keep saving your life. And what good has it done? It's just gonna keep happening again and again. Maybe that's the point, eh? Maybe it's a test.
Test?
My God, testing Abraham. Except that failed.
Well,
Because I changed what I saw.
yeah, but maybe you're gonna get rewarded because you're not shitty and you're not willing to let someone die. Have you considered that? Maybe, like, the fact that you're good is, like, helping. Is this how they meet, maybe?
Is that all right?
Absolutely.
That is how they met.
Well, maybe they're right. I mean, just think, if you hadn't got fired, we wouldn't have met. And then, how could you possibly help me unload these crates in Carlisle?
Did I say I was coming to Carlisle with you?
Why not? Where else you gotta go?
Penny.
Not strangers anymore.
Desmond.
I mean,
Very nice to
technically
meet
you
Penny.
still are. They're cute though. I hope it's not Penny. Or if it is Penny, that she's okay. Oh, they're moving. Somebody's moving. If it's her. If it's her. Is it her? Is it her? Is it her? I don't think it's her. Yeah.
Desmond.
Who's that? Who's that? Do you know her? Is she another ex? How many you got? That's the end. It's not Penny, but maybe it's somebody that she sent. Because we know she is looking for him. And we know they supposedly found the island when the purple haze took over, you know. Ooh. Hi, Samuel. Sam has joined us. Okay, so I liked this episode a lot because I like Damon a lot. Damon? Who the fuck am I talking about? Desmond? Okay, I don't know what that was. But I like Desmond a lot. So I liked this episode and getting to know how he met Penny and how he sort of got set on that path. I feel bad for that one girl that was with him for like 6 years. They were a week away from getting married and he just was like, bye. You know, feel bad for that. But I do think that this was a good episode. It's not like my favorite episode. I don't know that it's a super standout episode for me of this season. But I liked some of the interpersonal dynamics involved in it. I think it was just a bit of a slow burn. And also, I didn't buy that Damon was gonna... Why the fuck do I keep calling him Damon? I just didn't buy that Desmond was going to sacrifice Charlie. Like, I feel like what we know of Desmond's character doesn't suggest that, especially when we've seen him save Charlie so many times before. The only thing I can assume is either that Charlie is going to live, or that when he does die, Desmond is not going to see it first, or he's not going to be able to stop it for some reason, because I don't think that Desmond is just going to be like, yeah, I've saved you 4 times now, and like, that's enough. You know, like, I don't think that he's just gonna give up, personally. I said Desmond again, right? You're laying on all of my notes. How will I see what I want to say? Sorry, I'm trying to think of what I want to say. I think it's funny that the reason that he always says brother is because of his time in the monastery. I don't know what I expect. I thought it was just like an interesting quirk of his personality, and I didn't know that it was gonna have an actual explanation. So that's funny and interesting. I also am a little bit confused by the monk guy that they probably said his name and I forgot, but the one that we saw Damon. I fucking give up. I'm bye. What is wrong with me? You guys. Like, what the fuck? The monk guy that we kept seeing Desmond talk to, I didn't know that you could, like, fire. I mean, I guess if I had thought about it, maybe it makes sense, but, like, do monks get paid to be monks? I don't know why in my brain it was, like, some sort of voluntary thing, and then they just got, like, food and shelter for being at the monastery. But I didn't think they were getting paid to be monks. I don't know why. Because I guess, like, preachers get paid to be preachers, right? Rabbis get paid to be rabbis. Nuns presumably get paid to be nuns. Priests, you know, everyone gets paid. But I guess I just never considered it before. I don't know why. Again, so I guess I just didn't realize you could just be fired without, like, doing something bad that, you know, I would be like, sure, yeah, that's a fireable offense, you know? Also, I feel like getting punched in the face and then drinking, like, 2 bottles of, not even 2, really, like, 1 and a tiny bit of another bottle of wine doesn't seem like it would be a fireable offense to me. But I also don't know how it works in, like, a monastery. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what the regulations are. I don't know, like, what you are and aren't allowed to do. So I guess I shouldn't say that it doesn't make sense to me, because obviously it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know the parameters in which that world operates. I don't know. So it's interesting, though, that the monk guy, that he was talking to Damon. My God, the problem is, you guys, that I keep saying in my head, Desmond, not Damon. But then because I say not Damon, I say Damon. And I genuinely don't know, like, why the fuck my brain is doing this today. I also think it's interesting that the monk guy told Desmond that he had, like, maybe a greater purpose and God was guiding him towards it, because I don't know if it's going to be God in universe or if it's going to be the island or some mystical sort of thing, but something was and seemingly did guide Desmond here to where he is now. You know? Like, if you look at it, like, he left that girl. He went to the monastery. He found Penny. We've seen sort of what happens later with Penny and her dad, and then him leaving, and then why he felt the need to earn her back, which brought him to the island. So something was bringing him to the island. Now, was it God? Was it the island? Was it the fucking smoke monster? What was it? I don't know. But, like, if I was in this world and I was Desmond, I would be like, yeah, I definitely believe in something. Some sort of higher power, some sort of guiding force. Because how else did I end up here and with this ability? And I also, like, we also need to take into account that Desmond literally should be dead. There's no reason he should be alive. He turned the key and the bunker exploded and created a hole in the ground. Like, there's no reason that Desmond, that Charlie, that... who else was there? Locke. Were they the only three? I think it was those three. There's no reason any of them should be alive right now. They should be a fine mist of viscera that is slowly decaying in this forest. I'm just, not to be too graphic, but, like, that makes sense. That would make sense with what happened to them. Yet they're all alive. If I go through that, I'm believing one of two things. I'm believing in some sort of higher power, divine purpose, whatever. Or I'm thinking that I have lost control of my mental faculties and nothing I'm seeing is real. I believe one of those two things. I probably would not still... like, I would probably not still be, like, agnostic after that. I would think something's out there. I guess agnostic is thinking something's out there, though, right? I guess I just would believe in something, you know? So, the girl that we saw at the end, I did not immediately recognize her, which does not mean that we have not seen her before, because you guys know that, like, I can recall very well certain things and very poorly other things. So it's very possible we've seen her before, just don't recognize her. It's also my belief that she has something to do with Penny. Like, Penny sent her. Obviously the picture, like, it's all adding up that she has something to do with Penny. Now, what she has to do with her, I don't know. I personally believe that, because Penny was with those people in the Arctic or wherever they were, and then they got the electromagnetic burst because of the bunker, right? And then that guy, I think it was a guy, told her, like, okay, this is where we're gonna look. I'm assuming Penny sent this person, maybe somebody else, to, like, scout out the location, see if it's possible that Desmond is there, and the electromagnetic field that is around the island caused the plane to crash, the helicopter. Although, if it was a helicopter, which it sounded like it was, it took off from something, because helicopters do not have that big of a gas tank like a plane does. So there's probably a ship out there somewhere in the ocean, like a big ass one, that helicopter took off of. So maybe this lady can tell us that, which would be interesting. Good? I don't know. But yeah, that's my current theory right now. Ruth, that was the name of the girl that Desmond left. Also, like, the way that it was framed was that Desmond woke up, saw the monk, went to the monastery. Didn't call, didn't text. Was texting a thing in that year? Probably not. Didn't call, didn't write, didn't, in any way communicate that he was leaving, which would be stressful. Although somehow the brother found him at the monastery, so maybe he did, and I just don't know. Still, it seems like they did not talk face to face, which I think after 6 years, you would owe someone. You know what I mean? Like, 6 years is a long time. A week away from getting married, like, that is not Desmond's best look. I'm just saying. I do like that Charlie figured out what was going on with Desmond, because he does know the most about his visions and just everything that's happening. And so it makes sense that he would be the one to figure out why Desmond wanted him to come and, like, what was going on. And I do think that Charlie has a right to be pissed, because I would be pissed. I'd be like, you brought me, lied to me, were going to sacrifice me, but then luckily had a change of heart and decided to save me instead. Kind of fucked up. I personally thought that Desmond was going to have a change of heart the whole time, so I didn't really worry that Charlie was in danger. Which might have been why this episode didn't hit as hard for me, because I didn't feel like there were real stakes. Like, I feel like we've seen enough of Desmond at this point to know his character pretty well, and to know that he's not going to sacrifice a person. Kind of full stop, right? So I think that, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe this episode would have benefited from a different format, right? Like, I get why they started it like it did, because they wanted to freak you out. I kind of immediately picked up on the fact that it was a vision of Desmond's, though, and I think I would wager that most of the audience did as well, if not all. And so, after that, seeing Desmond sort of put everything in place and, like, take them there, I think that the intent behind it from the writers was for us to be like, no, Desmond's gonna kill Charlie. And, like, I had a moment, like a very brief kind of moment when it was about to happen where I was like, please don't. But I didn't really feel like he would. So to me, the stakes felt artificially high, if that makes sense. I think that, honestly, this episode would have benefited from, it opens and we see Desmond, like, asleep, and we see him like having a vision, but we don't see what that vision is. And then we see everything that happens as it's happening, because then we're slowly starting to get suspicious. We think, oh my God, is he going to sacrifice Charlie? Because I feel like it was still pretty obvious that that's where it was going to go, even if we hadn't actually seen the vision in the beginning. And I think that if they had just removed us seeing the vision, then it would have added a lot more stakes to the rest of the episode that I kind of feel weren't there. You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in this. Maybe you guys were more nervous at the time. Maybe the stakes felt real. And if so, let me know, because I have found out that I don't always feel the same way other people do regarding things, you know? So, yeah, and I think that's one of the interesting things about reactions in general, and why I find them so fascinating and fun, is to be able to see things from a completely different perspective. So, if you have a different perspective and you were like, nah, I was fucking terrified, then let me know, because I think that's interesting. I also found the stuff with Sawyer and Kate and Juliet and Jack interesting in this episode. I feel bad for Kate, because she obviously does have feelings for Jack, and she's feeling odd man out. She's feeling left out. She's feeling like he's moved on. And maybe he has. I don't really know. It's hard for me to read Jack fully. But I think right now he's attached to Juliet because she is, in his mind, the damsel in distress. And I personally think that once Jack realizes that that's not true, or goes through with saving her, like, it's gonna lose the luster that it once had, just like his marriage did, right? My own personal opinion. I think that Jack thinks that that's what he wants, but actually he wants someone who can challenge him, who can save him, who he doesn't always have to save, right? And I mean, I think Juliet is capable of that, to be fair. I just don't know that Jack knows the full extent of Juliet's capabilities. So I don't think he sees her the same way he sees Kate. Anyway, that's just a tangent. In this episode, I felt bad for Sawyer, and I felt bad for Kate, even though Kate was also the one who was hurting Sawyer. I'm glad that Sawyer figured it out. I'm glad that he confronted her about it, because I would have hated for that to, like, become this sort of running theme. But I also, like, I don't know, because I personally think that Kate and Sawyer have more chemistry than Kate and Jack. And I think Jack and Juliet have more chemistry. So, like, can we just do these pair-offs and then kind of forget? But I don't think that's what they're gonna do. But I don't know. Anyway, I think that's all that I have to say about this episode. I am very curious as to who the woman that I believe Penny sent is. Does Desmond know her? Does she know him? Or does she only know what she's heard about him from Penny? Anyway, I guess we will probably find that out in the next episode. And if you guys want to see that right now and you're watching this on YouTube, you can over on Patreon, which will be linked in the description down below, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode and all the episodes so far of Lost. That is over there as well. I will stop trying to create new characters. Don't know why I named Desmond Damon in this episode. Don't know. Couldn't tell you. Genuinely made me a little concerned for, like, am I okay? I think I just need to eat. Anyway, I hope to see you guys next time, where I will try to get everyone's names correct and not rename anybody. Until then, bye guys. For some reason, I was thinking of Boone, and Ian Somerhalder is Damon in Vampire Diaries, and I don't know why my brain went there. Hi, honey. But it did.